Welcome to this Backbending Masterclass. In this workshop, we are going to explore the world of backbends, and not just the shapes themselves, but the principles that make them safe, sustainable, and deeply empowering for your body. Over the next session, we'll build things up step by step. The first part of our practice will be around 45 minutes dedicated to understanding the foundations. We'll look at the natural curves of the spine and how we can work with them instead of forcing beyond them. You'll learn which part of the spine are naturally more mobile and which areas tend to need more support and awareness when we go into extension. From there, we'll explore how to approach backbend safely and intelligently. That means understanding how to engage the whole body, not just the back, but also the front body, the core, and the stabilizing muscles that hold everything together. We'll work with the hip placement and the balance between internal and external rotation and how to create stability while still finding openness. We'll also spend time opening the hip flexors, the shoulders, and the front body because backbends are never just about the spine. They are a full body conversation. And along the way, I'll share principles, cues, and small insights that can shift the way you relate to backbends entirely. If backbends have ever felt like a love and hate relationship for you, I hope this practice begins to change that. Because when they are done with awareness and care, backbends are not just shapes, they are incredibly empowering, energizing, and life giving. They can open space in the body and in the mind and leave you feeling more awake, more expressive, and more connected. The goal here is not only the fancy poses, although we will explore some of those too. They are fun, they are inspiring, and they give us direction to grow into. But the real foundation is learning how to move in a way that supports you so that your backbends feel like something you can return to again and again with confidence. Feel free to skip the first part if you are mostly here to explore the different backbend variations, although I do highly recommend starting slowly because that section is also a warm-up in itself. This is not a flow-paced class this time, so really take care of yourself as we go. We will come back to neutral between shapes, but we are moving through a wide range of backbends, so listen closely to your body and give yourself permission to pause whenever you need. And just a small note, this class was filmed a few years ago and I'm sharing it now because so many of you have been asking for a backbending practice. It feels quite raw and unpolished for me to revisit it now. There is something very honest about it, almost like a time capsule from that moment in my teaching. It was filmed in a different pace of my journey before many of the tools and perspectives I use today were part of my work, and even before AI was as present in our world as it is now. So it feels a little vulnerable to put it out there again, but also meaningful. So thank you for being here with it as it is. Let's begin. So let's check the alignment for the spine first, how the curves actually go and engage the overall core. So the core is not only our abs, the core is also on the side and our back. So the side core, front core, and also the back muscles are part of the core. Also, the whole engagement of the powerhouse. Powerhouse is your core, overall your core, your glutes and your hip flexors. So your abdominals and your back muscles are attaching your spine to your pelvis. So overall this area, when we are working with backbends, we have to be aware what we're doing with the whole powerhouse area there. But let's start from the all fours. Just check the spine. So the curves in your spine are your upper back is rounded. So there is a curve in your upper back and your lower back is gently arched. So you really wanna press the hands down, hug your ribs in, round the space between your shoulder blades up to the ceiling, but then you wanna lengthen the lower back. Of course, not to drop the belly out, navel in and up, belly button in and up to your spine, but you round the space between your shoulder blades and you lengthen the lower back. And also the neck alignment, so make sure we don't drop the head. The neck is in line with your spine. You can always do that standing against the back against the wall, and you just want to like press the back of your head towards the wall. You can also interlace the fingers behind your head and gently just press the back of your head towards your hands. So because your upper back is rounded, your lower back is arched, your neck, your cervical spine is also slightly arched. So make sure we don't drop the head. The neckline follows your spine. So come to your all fours. Once again, just hug your ribs in, spread the space between your shoulder blades up, open your shoulders though, and lengthen the lower back. Neckline follows your spine. Really, this its own, it's a really good activation for the core. Really hugging the ribs in, lengthening the lower back, broaden your collarbones, and lengthen your neck. Belly button in and up to your spine. Now come to your forearm plank. Shoulders right under, or elbows right under your shoulders. Step your feet out. Same thing here. Press the space between your shoulder blades up to the ceiling. Still widen your collarbones and lengthen the lower back. Navel in and up. Imagine there is a block, yoga block between your inner thighs. Squeeze it in to lengthen the lower back. Lift the upper back. Open your shoulders. Neckline follows your spine. Again, this by its own is a great workout for your core when you do it correctly. And then find your plank pose. Finally, exactly same thing. Step your feet out, maybe about hip distance apart. Spread the space between your shoulder blades up to the ceiling. Widen your collarbones. Lengthen your neck. Navel in and up. And then lengthen the lower back. Try to keep the natural curves of your spine while pulling the belly button up to your spine. Inner thighs active. Now come back into your all fours, or actually bring the elbows down. You can interlace the fingers. And now to start to move the space between your shoulder blades. So allow the chest to drop down. Your shoulder blades might be even kind of sticking out of your back. And then press the elbows down. Hug your ribs in around the space between your shoulder blades up to the ceiling. So you are only moving the space between your shoulder blades. Hug your ribs in and around so you are able to isolate. So we don't really tuck the tailbone under around the whole spine. You are just dropping the chest and then you're rounding up, hugging the ribs in. Drop your chest down and hug in. Drop your chest down and spread up. Couple more. And one more. Nice. Now stay on your elbows to step your feet out to your forearm plank. Shoulders right above your elbows, and exactly same thing here. Try to keep the lower back long. Drop the chest and press up. Drop down and round up. Try to keep your shoulders open. Lower back long. Navel in and up. Let's do one more. Nice. Release the knees down. Come back into all fours and take a couple of cat cows. Cat cows also, I always say, think of your upper back a little more. So before I start to arch my lower back, I always think pulling the shoulders back just forward, like you want to pull your heart forward, lengthen your lower back, widen your sit bones, and then slowly allow the lower back arch as well. Tuck the tailbone under, press the hands down, really spread the space between your shoulder blades up, and then tuck the tailbone under and push your hips forward. Again, pull the heart forward, shoulders back, feel like you are gripping the mat, pulling the mat back towards your knees. Widen your sit bones. Exhale round, really pressing hands, knees, shins down. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Nice. Come back into your neutral spine. Now let's activate the side core with side planks, Vasisthasanas. So let's go left leg back first. To turn the left heel in. So your right hand, left heel in one line. You can find modified side plank first to push the hips forward. And then maybe step your right leg out as well. You can bring your legs together. And when we are in the traditional Vasisthasana, we don't have any variations here. Think of lengthening the bottom side. So we have the right hand on the floor. You want to lengthen the right side of your body as well. So we are not squeezing, making the right side of the body shorter. Try to lengthen both sides. Also the bottom side, really long side bodies here. Hug your ribs in, navel in and up. Really strong right shoulder. Left fingers can reach up to the ceiling or over your head to lengthen. You can stay on the outer edge of your right foot here and really finding your side core. When we work with some variations, then it's okay to lift the hips up a little higher. Try to bring the right big toe mount down if we are, for example, grabbing the heel, the big toe. It's slightly different, so then the bottom side is a little bit shorter and we are lifting up. But the traditional one, maybe try to make the bottom side as long. Nice, let's go to the other side. I'm gonna be back facing you. So from the all fours, you can first extend the right leg back, turn the heel in, left hand, right heel in one line, push your hips forward. Make sure the shoulder blades is down and underneath so it is not sticking out of your back. Really moving down down and to the side. Maybe extending the bottom leg. Find your Vasisthasana. You can stay on the outer edge of your left foot now first and try to make both sides of your body as long. Really keeping the shoulder blade down and underneath. Pulling the belly button up to your spine. Right fingers can reach up to the ceiling or over your head. If you go overhead, turn the pinky in so you create more space for your neck. Think like your inner thighs are active here as well. Again, if we talk about the variations, then it's okay to start to lift your hips up a little higher. For example, lifting the right knee up, you might want to press the left big toe mount down too. But the traditional one, to really waken up your side core, keep the sides as long. Nice, slowly. Come back into your all fours. So just really engaging the core, your front, your sides, your back, and the whole powerhouse. Another thing with back bending is important to open the shoulders. Always open your shoulders first. Get your shoulders open will help you enormously. Free up the way into your back bends. And the shoulders are ball and the socket joints. So we gotta notice that we have to inner rotate, outer rotate. It's moving the ball in the socket way. So we gotta open the shoulders more than just outer rotating. So for the inner rotation, the basic one is this: if you sit on your mat, you can open your heels maybe mat distance apart. You can bring the hands, back of your hands to your lower back and try to get the elbow at a time inside your thighs, your inner thighs. Maybe you get both and then you can gently pull the knees or push the knees in, squeeze the knees in to the center line. Just be really mindful with this one. This might be too much. You can do it with one or you can do it just using your hand. So we find this slight inner rotation. I always like to start with inner rotating first. So gently pushing the knees in. If you're doing one at a time, change now and do the other one. And then slowly take your time. Once you're ready, start to really slowly just neutralize. And then with the outer rotation, lie on your belly. This is a great one from yin type of practice too. So first one, you can just open your fingers out to the side, check that the fingers are in line with your forehead. So it is not too high, not too low. And then start to open your chest and your hips. You can bend the knee behind you, so you can bring the foot behind you, knee pointing up to the ceiling. Allow the head relax on the floor. You can always keep the knee resting in front of you too, or if you need a little more, you can bend both knees, lift your hips up and move them towards the center of your mat. So do that with straight arm first. Now let's just go through quickly. So release, find the other side. Open your fingers out to the side in line with your forehead and start to open your chest and your hips. You can lift the knee in front of you, you can bring the foot behind you, or you can bend both knees, lift your hips up, move them to the center line, and relax the head down. Now just a couple of inhales and exhales here. And then release back onto your belly. Another one I would do, I would go cactus arm. So 90-degree angle on your elbow. And now you are not able to open as much usually, but do that also. It goes to the slightly different part. Really mindful. Little by little, allow your shoulders to open a little more. But now we just go through quick ones. And release already. Other side, cactus arm out to the side. Check that the elbow is in line with your shoulder. 90-degree angle on your elbow. And start to open your chest and your hips. Nice. Release. So those are nice ones for the outer rotation. Another one, also done in yin type of class often, is this. Goes to the slightly different part. So lie on your belly still and just start to cross your upper arms right over your left. Try to cross as high as you can. Walk your fingers out and then you can start to lean the body weight forward. You can bring the chin onto your upper arm as a little weight, or you can try to push the body weight forward a little more to get the chin down. You can set something under your forehead. You can turn the palms facing up and just allow the body weight to do the work for you. I hope you can hear me. The mic is right under my chest. Nice. A release, quick one, and change to the other side, left over the right. Again, cross as high as you can, maybe palms facing up. Allow the chin soften down or push the body weight forward a little more. Might feel really different on the other side. Just notice. Yeah, slowly start to release. Now find your way back into your all fours. You don't have to do all this before back bending. I'm just giving you different ways to open the shoulders because the shoulders really are ball and the socket joints. So we have to work them in many different ways to really get the shoulders open and mobile. Let's go thread the needle from the all fours. Right arm reaches up to the ceiling and then swing the right fingers under your left arm. Reach a little further out to get the right ear, right cheek down. Here you have many options. You can stay here. You can reach your left fingers up to the ceiling, bend the left elbow and find your right hip crease behind you to rotate the left shoulder open. A little more. You can also walk your left fingers overhead, even diagonally behind your head towards the right front corner of your mat. Or you can even start to extend your left leg to the side and see if you can find your left ankle with your right hand. Then you get a little bit deeper twist. Maybe it becomes a little less for the outer shoulder and you focus on twisting the upper back. And release already. Find your way back into your all fours. Let's go to the other side. Left arm reaches up to the ceiling. Open the chest and exhale. Swing underneath your right arm. Reach further out. Get the left ear, left cheek down. Your options here. You can send your right fingers up to the ceiling. Bend your elbow. Go behind your back and find your left hip crease to rotate the right shoulder open more. Or you can walk your right fingers overhead, even diagonally, towards the left front corner. You can also start to extend your right leg to the side. With your left hand, find your right ankle or just reach out. Here you have the same options for your right arm. And slowly come back to the center already. One more puppy pose. I like to use the front edge of my mat, so hold it about shoulder distance apart and start to lean just back, put your elbows down, bring the forehead down, and if your upper back allows, chest down, chin down, chest down. And once you get down, then you can really release your hands too. And in your puppy pose, you have the option to walk the elbows together. You can also set a block under your elbows. Elbows a little closer together, start to lean the body weight back and bend your elbows. Bring the thumbs behind your head. And again, allow the chest to melt. Send the breath between your shoulder blades here, even to your armpits, side bodies. And slowly start to release, come back into your all fours, take a couple of cat-cows, soft ones. Inhale to pull the heart forward, shoulders back, and exhale, tuck the tailbone under. So I would always say, when you arch, pull the heart forward, shoulders back, and when you round, then you can emphasize the tailbone under to really rounding the lower back, upper back evenly. Take one more inhale to arch, and exhale, round. Nice. Now lie on your belly once again. And here, extend your legs behind you. Make sure we are not auto-rotating quite yet. So inner thighs rotating up to the ceiling. Legs can be hip distance apart. Extend your fingers forward. If you have a block, you can use a block between your hands. So you just squeeze in with your hands to hold the block. Fingers straight, extend it. Bring your forehead down, keep the shoulders away from the ears, and then pull the navel in and up. That is something that always protects you in your back bends, your lower back. So always navel in and up to your spine. Try to hover the belly button off the floor. Keep your forehead on the floor and just lift your block up and lower down. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Try to keep lifting the belly button off the floor. Just a little space underneath your belly. Or at least imagine that space. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, maybe lift. Exhale, over. Inhale, exhale, over. Inhale, exhale, over. Nice. Now start to lift your right leg, left arm. Palm is facing in, thumb is pointing up. Lift the left arm all the way up. Start to turn the palm facing out and then again in. So your thumb is pointing down. Lower the arm by your side, lower the leg down. Now when we come up, pinky is leading the way. Start to turn your palm facing out and again in, so your pinky is leading the way down. Now right arm, left leg. Thumb is leading the way up, turn the palm facing out, again in, so the thumb is leading the way down, lower the arm, lower the leg. Now the pinky is leading the way up, turn the palm facing out, in, and pinky brings it down. So right leg, left arm, shoulder outer rotated, and now shoulder inner rotated. Shoulder inner rotated to lift up, and shoulder outer rotated to bring down. Thumb pointing up, thumb pointing down. Pinky leading the way up, pinky leading the way down. And when you lift your leg up, keep the hip on the floor. Try not to lift your hips. Again, pinky leads up and pinky leads down. Moving back, thumb leads the way up and thumb leads the way down. Pinky leads the way up, pinky leads the way down. Really nice. Push yourself back into your all fours. For the cat-cows, I many times float the knees off the floor, connect to the core a little more, also work on the strength on the shoulders. So tuck your toes under and hover the knees off the floor, just few centimeters. Use your spider grip here to spread the weight even on your hands. When you arch, don't think of your lower back, just the hard forward, shoulders back. Maybe widen your sit bones behind you, but try not to drop your belly too much. When you round, press the hands down. Now you can tuck the tailbone under around the space between your shoulder blades up to the ceiling, knees staying in the same spot. When you arch, lengthen your spine first and then only think of shoulders back, chest hard forward. Exhale, round tailbone under, knees floating, ribs in, belly in. One more, lengthen your spine and then just focus on your upper back, hard forward, shoulders back. Exhale, round tailbone under, ribs in, press the mat away, lower the knees down, nice. Now start to extend your left leg back behind you, lift it parallel to the floor. Flex your toes down first to check that the leg is parallel, we are not auto-rotating from the hip. And then if you feel like it, extend your toes, point your ankles. Reach your right fingers forward, palm is facing in, thumb is pointing up. Find your core here. Now turn the palm facing out, thumb is pointing down. Start to reach back behind you, bend your left knee and hold your left ankle from the inside. First thing here, drop your chest a little, micro bend your left elbow, hug the left elbow into your side body, drop your chest just a little and then start to kick your shin back, foot up. So you want to press the shin back, foot up, look forward. Now your shoulder, your right shoulder is inner rotated slightly here because we are gripping from the inside. Even weight on your left hand, right shin, just shin back, look forward. Release, extend your fingers, toes to opposite directions. And now we try with auto rotation. Keep the thumb pointing up to the ceiling. Start to open your arm out to the side behind you, bend, and see if you can hold the foot from the outside. So right away you feel the shoulder more auto rotated. Again, drop the chest, micro bend your left elbow, hug it in like in chaturanga. So you auto rotate the shoulder and kick the shin back, foot up, look forward. It's enough to look forward, keep the neckline long, feel your shoulder. It's all about open shoulders, open chest. And slowly release, extend your fingers, your toes, the opposite directions. And release the hand, knee down. Knees again, slightly closer together. Let's go to the other side. Extend your right leg back behind you, lift it parallel to the floor. First, check that inner thigh is rotating up. And then you can point your toes if you feel like, left fingers reaching forward. First, palm facing out, thumb pointing down, reach side back bend, find the inside of your right foot, right ankle. Drop the chest a little, hug the right elbow in, and start to kick your shin back, foot back. Again, good support from your lower core here. You have to relax the belly a little to be able to back bend, but still slight activation there. We are not going to the deepest. And release, extend again. Then with the stronger outer rotation, thumb pointing up all the time, so start to open your fingers out behind you. See if you can hold the foot from the outside. And same thing, drop the chest, micro bend your elbow in, squeeze it into your side body, and start to kick your shin, foot behind you. Feel the shoulder stretch, mainly here. So it should be more for your shoulders than your lower back here. So it's all about open shoulders. Also balancing, make sure you press the right hand, the left shin down evenly. And release, extend one more time. Hand down, knee down, and move your hips a little side to side, side to side. Now tuck your toes under and lift your knees off the floor. Find your down dog for a moment. You can walk your knees here. Shift your hips a little side to side. And then bring the body down to your high plank. Release the knees down, chin down, chest down. Hug the elbows in. So really keep the hips lifted. Chest down. I hope you can hear me. Mic is again right under my chest. Start to walk your knees a little forward here. So keep the chest on the floor, walk the knees a little closer. And then if it feels good, you can extend one knee at a time. And bend. Extend the other. And bend. Possibly extending both. And bend. Release the knees down. Maybe walk your fingers forward. It's way deeper this way. Hands under your shoulders and really slowly help yourself up. Round your spine. Push your hips forward. Move the body weight back. Keep rounding. Push your hips forward. And back. And forward. And back. And forward. And slowly release your child's pose. Round up. Rotate the shoulders back and down. So that was a lot of different stuff for the shoulders. Next one, once you open your shoulders, then you gotta work on your hip flexors. Really open your hip flexors, activate your glutes, and remember the powerhouse is still your glutes and your hip flexors included. So it is not only your core, it's from the mid-thigh up. So your glutes and your hip flexors are the ones connecting your spine to your pelvis too. So find your low lunge. Step your right foot between your hands. First, you can come up a little higher actually. Don't go to your deepest right away. Maybe about 90-degree angle on your knees. And here, find this inner thigh activation. I always say this, but this was so opening for me. So pull the right heel back, left knee forward. Like you want to squeeze the mat between the heel and the knee. Lift from the lower core. Really find this inner thigh activation. When the hips are a little higher up, you are also activating the left glute here. So heel back, knee forward, squeeze the mat, find your inner thighs, activate the left glute and lift from the lower core. Then maybe walk the right heel forward a little, left knee back. So when you lower the hips to your low lunge, you still have the straight shin here, so knee on top of the heel. Do the same thing here though. Pull the heel back, right heel back, left knee forward. Squeeze into the center line with your inner thighs, really square your hips, and then allow the hips to lower down. Still lifting from the lower core, so gently lifting the navel in and up, lifting from the lower core. Try to keep this alignment. So we are not letting the right knee open or the left hip open. Really keep everything square. This is the best to protect you in your back bends too, when you keep the alignment. Really strong hips alignment. For the psoas, you can start to walk your right fingers over to the side. You can use a block under your hand too, and bring the left fingers up and over your head. Here, I would turn the pinky in once again to get the shoulder away from the ear, and even more pull the belly in and up. Allow the hips sink down and really feel your psoas. Nice. Let's do a quick one for your hamstrings to half Hanuman. Start to extend your right knee, flex your right toes up. Find your squareness once again. Right hip back, left thigh bone forward. Lengthen your spine through the length to lower. We are not gonna stay here too long. Focusing on the hip flexors a little more now. Release already. Let's swap the other way around. Left foot forward. First, bring the body upright, about 90-degree angles on your knees, and find this inner thigh activation, also activating the right glute. Squeeze the mat between the left heel and the right knee. Left heel back, right knee forward. Really squeeze, activate your inner thighs, lift the navel in and up, push your hips forward a little to activate your right glute. And then when you widen for the low lunge, find the same activation first. Pulling the left heel back, right knee forward, finding the inner thigh activation, navel in and up. Really square, and then allow the hips to lower. But don't let it be passive. Really squeezing into the center line with your inner thighs, pulling the left hip back and into the center line, right thigh bone forward, lifting from the lower core. For the psoas, you can start to walk your left fingers to the side, right arm reaches up over the head, turn the pinky in again, get more space for your neck. And really bring the body weight forward to feel the psoas. Maybe bring something under your left hand if you gotta tilt your hips back otherwise. So you gotta bring the hips down and forward to feel the psoas. Half Hanuman. Square your body, start to extend your left, flex your left toes back, hard forward, shoulders back. Through the length to lower. So as a couple of inhales and exhales here. Nice. Release. Let's go once again low lunge, right leg in front, lower the hips. And now let's find this how we go always up and over. Whenever we are back bending, we are never just crunching back. We are creating length, lengthening the lower back, the sacral, the lumbar spine, going up and over, always working the thoracic spine first. Thoracic spine is where we twist easily, and the lower part of your spine is the one that is way more mobile and flexible already. So we want to protect that, create space, and open the chest, the upper back first. So lower the hips to your low lunge. Now interlace the fingers behind your head. Really slide your elbows out, like you feel like your fingers are sliding out, but you're holding tight. So really widen your back, navel in and up. Allow the hips to sink down. Then squeeze the elbows in. Start to lift your elbows up, hard up. Imagine there is a line underneath your shoulder blades. You lift up and over that line. So first is just your upper back, creating length for the side bodies, lifting the elbows up and over, allowing the hips to sink down. Nice, bring the body upright. Open your elbows. Again, navel in and up. You can back off a little. Widen your back, widen your elbows out to the side. Then we go again. Elbows in. Start to lift your elbows up and over. Underneath the shoulder blades, keep pushing the hips forward. Lifting the elbows up. Maybe start to extend your arms. Maybe keeping the biceps behind your ears. Creating length up and over. Release. Hands down. Tuck your left toes under. Step your right foot back. And let's do a little vinyasa in between. Hug the elbows in. Feels nice after all the back bending. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Let's go to the other side. Step your left foot between your hands, release the right knee down. Again, the low lunge alignment. So when you allow the hips sink down, your heel is right below your knee. You can back off a little first to find the squareness. Start to interlace the fingers behind your head. Slide the elbows out, wide hug your ribs in, pull the navel in and up. Then elbows closer together. Allow the hips sink down a little and start to lift your elbows up to the ceiling, up and over. Squeezing in, lifting the sternum, your chest up and over, creating space for the lower back. Lifting up and over, up and over. And slowly come back to the center. Open your elbows, activate the front side of your body, ribs in, navel in and up. Lengthen your neck, shoulders down. Again, elbows in, lifting up and over. Keep lifting, lifting, lifting. Imagine that line underneath your shoulder blades, lifting up and over that line. Maybe start to extend your elbows, maybe biceps by your ears or behind. Lifting up, lifting your heart up, reaching back. Release. Hands down, tuck your right toes under. Step your left foot back and flow through your vinyasa. Just to re-energize. Inhale, up dog. Exhale. Down dog. Release the knees down. Nice. So whenever we back bend, any pose, any asana, we go up and over. We never go crunch back. Creating space. Imagine that line underneath the shoulder blades. Upper back first. Open your shoulders, and then little by little, how your spine allows, you can deepen. Then one more thing to notice or to be aware of is the internal external rotation from your hips. So when we have strong back, like for example dancers, we do a lot of things, especially if I'm talking about classical dancers, ballet dancers, we are always externally rotating, so we are outer rotating from the hips and back bending. But if you really want to play safe, when you think of slight inner rotation, that opens your lower back. So let's say come to your knee stand. Knees are about hip distance apart. You can lean your hips back a little, so tilt your hips back and think like you are inner rotating from your hips. So your thigh bones are inner rotating. Keep this slight inner rotation going on when you push your hips forward. So you keep the inner rotation going on, push your hips forward so much your hip flexors are straight. So that way you can imagine you have something between your inner thighs. You inner rotate, squeeze in while push the hips forward and activate your glutes. So your pelvis, your pelvic area is really stable. When you start to back bend, especially when you go up and over, this is really protecting your lower back, giving a lot of space to your lower back, and you are mainly focusing on your upper back, opening the chest and the shoulders, hard openings. When we outer rotate, so we bring the big toes together, open the knees, that allows us many times to go a little bit deeper, but then we are back bending from the lower back. So you can even feel that when you find this outer rotation, you push your hips forward. Even if you go up and over, you are creating more pressure on your lower back. But like I said, dancers, there are different techniques. Sometimes we are doing really deep back bends from the outer rotation. But for now, from the yoga aspect, when you find this parallel line, even slight inner rotation, push your hips forward still, that you are really able to activate your glutes, so your hip flexors are straight, you are creating more space for your lower back. Talking about camel pose, for example, you find inner rotation, inner thighs active, squeeze, push your hips forward, activate your glutes, and then you go up and over. You can grab one heel at a time and sit there, and then you just keep pushing your hips forward, activating your glutes. And even here, I still think like the slight inner rotation while I push my hips forward, lift my chest up, lift, 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 creating space. And I don't feel it in my lower back at all. Feels so nice creating that space and just stabilizing with your glutes and strong, deep core. So yeah, that's something to think also while we backbending. That hip alignment, the inner thigh activation, is something that is also going to protect your lower back when we are talking about sun salutations. So even when you go to your down dog, if you have a yoga block now, you can set it between your inner thighs to really feel that inner thigh activation. You are squeezing in with your inner thighs into the center line. And then when you bring the weight forward to your high plank, again, squeeze in with your inner thighs. Remember, rounding the upper back a little, lengthening the lower back, squeezing the inner thighs in. Shift the body weight forward, bend your elbows, chaturanga, still inner thighs active. Now point your toes, moving to your up dog. And even more now, you are still squeezing in with your inner thighs, so we are not letting the hips open. We squeeze in, we pull the navel in and up, and we are really protecting the lower back. When we move from up dog to down dog, again, squeeze in with your inner thighs, pull the navel in and up, and use your core to lift your hips up. Tuck your toes under when you need to. And in your down dog, find your inner thigh activation. Again, the inner thighs are active. Lower core is active. Another thing I like to do, come back into your plank pose, chaturanga, and to your up dog. Now in your up dog, think like your heels are not flopping out to the side. You keep the ankles straight. You rotate the inner thighs up. You keep the ankles straight. And now use your core. Lift your hips up only until plank pose. Keep the toes, ankles pointed. You can even look back. Are your ankles straight? Are your inner thighs active? Can you stay here and bring the right knee into your chest? Nothing else changes. Step back, ankle, toes pointed. Left knee into your chest. Step back. Round the space between your shoulder blades up. Lengthen the lower back. Activate your inner thighs. Belly button up to your spine. Right knee into your chest. And back. Left knee into your chest. And back. Look and go straight. Inner thighs active. And then start to lift your hips up. Take your toes under. Down dog. And walk your knees. Walk your heels. Nice. So something also to maybe be aware of when we are flowing through sun salutations. So inner thigh activation, this hip alignment, really strong powerhouse. Again, your glutes, your hip flexors, your core, front, side and back included. And we are not getting that much lower back pain. If we are doing up dog without that engagement, it's really not nice for the lower back. Also, if we come up, tail up first, this is creating a lot of pressure to the lower back. So think of navel in and up, round to lift your hips up to your down dog. Nice. Let's finally start to work on some fun variations of the back bends, but I just really wanted to go through first how to open the shoulders, the hip flexors, activate the glutes, the pelvis area alignment, and also how we are trying to maintain the natural curves of our spine when we are planking and other stuff. So we know how the spine is supposed to look like, where to activate to really hold that form. And then we can get creative and get into the deeper back bends more safely. And it is not that much love and hate relationship anymore when you don't have pain. It's really empowering. It's super empowering, vitalizing, re-energizing. All the back bends can be so amazing. No need to be love and hate relationship. So let's start with some upper back work. Lie on your belly. Open your legs about hip distance apart and really engage your knees. Press the top of your feet down, rotate the inner thighs pointing up to the ceiling. Open your arms out to the side, palms facing down. Now start to rotate your thumbs pointing up, palms facing forward. Lift your upper body off the floor. Really like you want to turn your palms facing up to the ceiling. Outer rotate your shoulders, just your upper back. And lower down, palms facing down. Again, start to outer rotate. Just lifting your upper body off the floor, keeping the lowest ribs on the floor. And really squeezing the shoulder blades in gently. Open your shoulders. And so your palms are rotating out first. And down. So you really get to lengthen your neck. Just working the upper back underneath the shoulder blades. And let's do one more. And now bring your fingers together, bend your elbows to the side. And now squeeze the elbows into your side bodies. Open, lift, and lower down. Still just working the upper back. Keep pressing the pubic bone down. And keep lifting the belly button off the floor. Just the upper back underneath the shoulder blades with this outer rotation. Open your chest. Legs active though. Keep pressing the top of your feet down. And one more. Nice. And then another one that is really working your upper back is a locust pose. Like if you're familiar with Bikram, what we do in Bikram class, the locust pose, it's really for your upper back. So let's go. Now bring the hands underneath you. I'm actually gonna move the mic for a second so you can hear me. So bring the hands underneath you, palms are facing down, arms underneath you. You can lift your hips up and try to hold your elbows a little closer together. Palms facing down. Get the elbows more underneath you. Now, relax the left leg. Point your right toes, lock your right knee through the length to lift the right leg up. Really press your hands down, press your shoulders down, lengthen to lift the right leg up. Keep the right hip on the floor though. Really activate your upper back here. And lower. Relax the right leg, lock your left knee, point your left toes, and press the hands down, shoulders down, and lift the left leg up. Keep the hip on the floor though. Really pressing down with your hands, with your shoulders, rounding the upper back to lift. And lower. Get the elbows a little closer together. Now turn your forehead down. Activate your legs like you want to lift first the belly of your arms. Press the forehead down, press the shoulders down, and try to lift both legs off the floor. Again, it's your upper back. Keep pressing the shoulders down, forehead down, and lower for a moment. So when we keep the forehead on the floor, when we keep pressing the shoulders down, we are mainly working the upper back. If you wanna go a little deeper and your upper back is open enough, you can lift your legs up a little higher and maybe even look forward. Then you work different part of the back. So this one requires quite open upper back. I'm looking forward and I'm creating a little bit more pressure for the lumbar spine as well. So let's see. Once you get up, you can extend your knees or bend. Bring the toes closer to your head. Slowly control your way down. Turn your head to one side. Release your hips. Bring the hands under your shoulders. Push yourself to your child's pose to release the lower back a little more. And find your all fours. Then working with different variations of bow pose, lie on your belly once again. Myself, I always like to find the opposites first. So you can lift your chest up a little, bend your elbows slightly to the side so you have a good support. Let's bend the left foot behind, reach the right arm back. First, I'm gonna go palm facing out, thumb is pointing down, and find the inside. And then pressing the left elbow down, the right foot down, top of the foot down, and start to lift the left knee up, kicking the left toes up. More of opening the shoulder once again. Of course, you're gonna have your hip flexors open too, but here I'm just focusing on kicking the toes up. Feel the shoulder open. Pressing the left elbow, the top of your right foot down to keep balanced. Body weight in the center. Just trying to lift the left thigh a little higher. Release. Move hips a little side to side. Other side. Now I have support from the right elbow, the left foot. Press the top of your left foot down, engage the left knee. Palm is facing out, thumb is pointing down. Reach back and find the inside of the foot. There we are. And then keep the body weight in the middle and just start to kick your right toes up. Really lifting the knee thigh off the floor and feeling your shoulder, your chest. Find the opposites first. Just looking forward, neckline neutral. Release. Again, move your hips side to side. And same thing, now without rotating the shoulder a little more. So extending the right fingers forward, palm is facing in this time, thumb is pointing up. So start to open, bend, and see if you can find the outer edge of your foot. So the shoulder is more outer rotated, still left elbow, top of the right foot down, and kick back. Kick back and up, lifting the thigh off the floor a little more, feeling the shoulder open. The opposites is really good because we are grounding the opposites. We are trying to keep the body weight even, and we can really like focus on that one area that we want to open. And release. Again, move your hips side to side. Other side. Support from the right elbow, palm facing in, thumb pointing up. Open to the side and find the outside. Right of the left leg better, active, and then start to kick your right toes up. Right elbow, top of the left foot, grounded on the floor. Keep the body weight even in the center. Bow requires a lot of opening in the shoulders. That's the main key. Open shoulders, open hip flexors, as we talked before. There it is. Nice. Through the opposites. Now how about the same side? First, support from the left elbow, bend your right knee. And again, the same grip, thumb pointing down, palm facing out, and find the outer edge. Start to kick back. Now to keep the body weight even, you have to think a little more. Keeping the right hip on the floor. Now release. Shake a little. Hips side to side. The other side. Thumb pointing down, palm facing out. Support from the right elbow. Bend your left knee. Find your foot from the outside. And kick back. Again, try to square your shoulders here. When we are holding the foot from the outside, we can really square the shoulders. Now release. Side to side. And then with outer rotation, palm facing in, thumb pointing up, bend your knee. And when I grab from the inside, I like to set the thumb between the big toe and the second toe and start to kick up. Kick up. Really feeling that opening in the shoulder. Kicking up, maybe even bending the right elbow a little to the side. And if it allows, you can even bend your right elbow forward. Careful with the shoulder. We are really working on that grip here. And slowly release. Again, move side to side. Other side. The thumb pointing up, palm facing in. Open, bend, and set the thumb between your big toe and your second toe. Start to kick up. Take a moment here. Feel the outer rotation. Body weight on your left hip still. Give it always a little time. Really strongly kick up. Maybe bending the elbow to the side. And hang on. There we are. And forward. Breathing here. And slowly release. Now push back into your child's pose really slowly. You can take a little bit of angry cat before. Release hips down. Set the hands to your lower back and just move the body weight a little side to side. Side to side. Anything you need to neutralize. We are just going through tons of punch of backbends. So mostly it's just going through things that are available for us. But to neutralize, do what you need to. And then pull with both hands. So lie on the belly again. First, I usually like to do just keeping the thighs on the floor. So bend knees, hold feet from the outside. And when we grip, I always think of gripping more with the fingers so the wrist is quite straight. Hold the feet from the outside, try to straighten your wrist, elbows straight. Start to kick back and see if you can just use your leg strength. Kick back, kick back, kick back, kick back. Maybe keeping the thighs on the floor, kicking back so much that your belly button lifts off the floor. Again, feet are just hip distance apart. Feel your shoulders, neck neutral. Weight on the pubic bone if you come high enough. And slowly release down. And again, release your hands. Sway your heels side to side. And then holding again the outer edge. Strengthen your wrist. Grip with your fingers and start to kick back. Back and up, back and up. First, the thighs lift off the floor, and then the strength of the kick brings the body up. Right. Keep kicking up, up. And here, if your shoulders are open enough, you can kind of wiggle around. My shoulders are way tighter now when I'm working with more arm balances and stuff, so I should open my shoulders a little more. It's nice to see when you build on strength, you maybe lose some of the mobility. So even work when you get obsessed with one thing, it's a good reminder. For me, definitely, my shoulders are tighter now, but also stronger. I always like to do a little bit of movement there too. So kind of like rotating the shoulders in and then rotating the shoulders out. Into lower, out to lift. Into lower, out to lift. Into lower, out to lift. Nice. Release. I do a quick opening for the shoulders and let's see how we do with the grip from the inside. Nice. So, as before, thumbs pointing up, start to open your arms out to the side and see if you can grab the inside. Set the thumb between the big toe and the second toe. Elbows again straight. First thing, start to kick up, thighs lift off the floor, and then the strength of the kick brings your upper body up. Really like balancing on the hip bones and the lowest ribs. Again, do what you need to. Careful with the shoulders, but really working on that outer rotation. We can do as we did before, one at a time. Maybe start to bend your right elbow to the side. Slowly all the way forward. Left elbow to the side. Maybe slowly all the way forward to bring the toes to the back of your head. Again, still balancing on the hip bones and the lowest ribs. And slowly Release. Press back into all fours again. Do what you need to. Neutralize first. Really gently move your spine. Gentle rounding. Shifting the weight. And then sit the hips down to your heels. What else? I also love the funky bow variation where we're gonna do a bow on the other side and thigh stretch on the other side. So let's check that one too. All those bow variations are great to check the balance, the body weight. So we always want to keep both hips grounded on the floor. And even standing bow is kind of the same thing. Like our chest is opening, but the hips are square. We're gonna go there a bit later. But let's come down to the belly one more time for the funky one. So for the thigh stretch, bring your right elbow down as a support. Bend your left heel in. Now, hold the foot from the inside, fingers pointing back. Start to turn your fingers to the side, all the way forward. So your elbow is pointing up. Really pressing the left heel in. You can press a little bit to the side also if your knee allows. And if you don't feel it here enough, start to lift your left knee off the floor, keeping the hip on the floor once again. Feeling your thigh stretch. Really using the left hand to press the heel down to lighten the knee. Shoulders square forward. Chest open. And release the left down. Left elbow supporting. Reach back, bend your right knee, hold the foot from the inside, turn your fingers to the side, all the way forward. So in the end, your elbow is pointing up, your shoulder is inner rotated. You can press the right heel down even to the side and then see if the knee lifts off the floor. But again, you need quite open quads and hip flexors to really lift the knee off the floor. So work with your range here. Release. And now let's set the thigh stretch on the left and the bow on the right. So bend your left knee, reach back, hold foot from the inside, fingers to the side, all the way forward to press the heel down. And then reach back. You can grab the foot from the outside or the inside. I'm gonna set the thumb between the big toe and the second toe and hold from the inside. I start to kick up with the right and I start to press down with the left. So both knees, thighs floating off the floor. Pressing down with the left, kicking up with the right. Pressing down, kicking up, pressing down, kicking up, pressing down, kicking up. Nice. And release. Hip side to side. And then thigh stretch on the right hand side. Bend your right knee, hold inside, fingers to the side, all the way forward, really pressing down. Reach back from the inside, thumb between the big toe and the second toe. Start to press down with your right, kick up with your left, press down with the right, kick up with the left, press down, kick up, press down, kick up. So you gotta keep the body weight even. It's quite difficult here. So really pressing down with the right, kicking up with the left, body weight even on your hips, both knees, thighs floating off the floor if possible. Right shoulder outer rotated, or the left shoulder outer rotated, right shoulder inner rotated. And release. Move your hips side to side. Not a funky bow with the twist. So now reach your right fingers over to your left. So really crossing the right arm over. You can reach a little further. So you're really gonna get you really gotta get the right shoulder further over to your left. Bend your left heel in and see if you can find the left foot with your right hand. Really taking a deeper twist, pressing down the left heel. Now reach back. Can you hold the outer edge of your right foot with your left hand and start to kick your left the right foot back behind you. So try to bring the body more upright, deeper twist, back bending, kicking the right toes up, pressing the left heel down, maybe looking back. Release. This is more of a deep twist, requires open shoulders, open hip flexors, and some flexibility of the back too. Let's go to the other side. Now the left fingers over to your right, really reaching the shoulder further over, twisting a little deeper. So it is easier when you bend your right knee to try to find the right foot with your left hand. Really press it down, press the heel down. Start to bend your left knee behind you. Can you find the foot with your right hand? You can actually hold the inner inside or the outside. Start to kick back with your left. Press down with your right. And twist. So more of a really deep twist, but we just work on the bows before the thigh stretches is gonna help, but this is deeper twist. Kicking up, pressing down evenly, 2 directions. Release. Nice. Once again, do what you need to neutralize. Or if you're just observing, take a moment. Now let's move on to bridge pose. So lie on your back. All the way onto your back. So bridge pose you can always do as a hamstring glute activation when you are not actually lifting the ribs up, expanding your chest. You're kind of softening your ribs in and just lifting your hips up, just working your hamstrings and your glutes. But when we talk about back bending, what I like to do myself is to bend the elbows by my side and just lift the chest up first. So really flatten the back of your head down and try to lift your chest up a little higher. So your hips are on the floor, but your chest is lifted. And from there, start to lift your hips up. You can interlace the fingers underneath you, walk the shoulders a little closer together. So now you are really lifting the chest up, hips up, weight is on the shoulders, get the shoulders closer together, elbows closer together. Keep pressing the elbows down also, and the pinky finger side down to lift a little higher, knees pointing over your toes, toes pointing forward. And lower down. Take a moment, allow the knees lean on to each other's. Let's find the bridge pose once again. So press your heels down, lift your chest up, get the shoulders more underneath you already, and then start to lift your hips up. Again, you can interlace your fingers, walk the shoulders in, elbows in, and lift. Back of your head on the floor, you have a little space between your chin and your chest, you can talk. Here, let's try something. You can now bend your elbows and bring the hands to your sacrum, fingers pointing out, and really allow the body weight sink down. So you are really resting your sacrum onto your hands. Now can you extend your right toes up and bend down. Left toes up and bend down. So you are really giving the weight to your hands. Now bend the right knee in. Maybe the left knee in. Again, we are giving the weight to the elbows and then maybe extending toes up. For me, this feels really nice on my lower back, elbows depending. But the back of your shoulders, back of your head is on the floor, weight is on the elbows. And slowly, maybe one by one, bring your feet down. And release. And roll down. Again, just allow the knees to lean in. Take a moment to neutralize. Let's go with the wheel next. Same thing, feet are hip distance apart. Bring the hands by your ears, fingers facing to your shoulders, and then really bring the elbows in. Make sure the elbows are not opening to the side, elbows pointing up to the ceiling. Again, you can lift your chest up. You can always first come to the top of your head, activate your legs, and start to extend your elbows. In your wheel pose, feel free to move the weight a little forward and back. So you can press the chest forward, get the shoulders more over your wrist, extending your knees, and then bringing the weight slightly back. Just feeling it. No need to change the distance of your hands and your feet yet. Expanding your chest. Now, lower the top of your head down and walk your hands in one step, closer to your shoulders. And lift again. Again, bringing the body weight back and forth, front and back. Trying to press the whole hand down, all the knuckles down. Bring the back of your head down. Can you walk your fingers a little closer to your shoulders? And one more time, lift up, extend. Bring the body weight a little back and forth. And here, feel like you are squeezing in to the center line with your inner thighs, pressing the big toe mounts down, heels down. Knees are pointing forward. And then walk your hands out a couple of steps and slowly lower down. Keep the elbows hooked in all the way down. Open your feet. Allow the knees, lean in. Take a moment. And then start to roll back to seated. Now find your way to your Malasana Yogi squat. So toes slightly pointing out, heels in, or if you can parallel your feet a little more, that's totally cool. Bring your toes more pointing forward, but make sure you can lengthen the lower back, open your chest. Try to bring the heels down. I always like to play around this, moving from the Malasana to wheel. So let's try a couple of times. Bring the left hand behind you, fingers pointing behind you, and then start to lift your hips and your chest. Like you start to open your chest and lower down. Press from your left hand back into your Malasana. Now the right hand behind you, fingers facing back. Lift your hips up, open your chest, and lower down. Press back from your right hand. Let's try to actually go into the wheel. Left hand behind, fingers facing back. Lift your hips, and your right fingers are the right way around, facing to your heels. Bring the body weight onto your right hand, and left fingers facing to your heels as well. And you are in your wheel. To come back, careful with the shoulders. Left fingers facing out, and then slowly bring the body weight onto the left, lower the hips, and press from the left hand. Malasana. Right hand behind you, fingers facing back. Start to lift your hips slowly. And then your left fingers are right away facing the right direction. Body weight onto your left. Right fingers facing the heels to in your wheel. To come out, right hand. You have to turn the other way around. Body weight on the right, light on the left, lower the hips, and press from your right hand back into your Malasana. Let's try to go around. Left hand behind you, fingers facing back. Lift your hips and your chest. Right hand down. Turn the left fingers the other direction. Right fingers the other direction. Body weight on the right. Lower the hips and press the Malasana. From the other side, right hand behind you. Lift your hips. Left hand down. Weight on the left. Turn your right fingers the other way around. Turn your left fingers the other way around. Body weight onto your left. Lower the hips. And press from your left hand. Fun one. You can go back and forth, keep going around circles. So good for the shoulders. Also, your glutes, you're really pressing the heels down and activating your legs too. Leg activation is as important in the wheel. Let's go one more round into the wheel. Either way, you feel like find your way to a wheel, maybe. And in your wheel, adjust. Maybe toe heel the feet a little bit closer together. Hip distance apart if possible. And now let's try to bring one elbow down. And then the other. Nice. And here too, you can bring the body weight back and forth. Try to keep the elbows kind of in line with your shoulders, not too wide, if your shoulders allow. And come back. One hand down, the other hand you can bring the weight onto the top of your head. Extend. And let's just lower down to the back. Walk your hands out. Bend your elbows and keep them in line with your shoulders when you lower down slowly. Hips down and just let the knees lean in once again. Nice. Let's try a fun challenge I picked from Instagram, I think, for the first time. So this is something fun to just play around, see how far we can get. So bring your heels in closer to your hips. We start with the bridge pose, so let's go try to grab your ankles if possible. And then really lift your chest up. Chest up, try to get the elbows more underneath, and then start to lift your hips up. So you really get to elevate your chest higher up. You can walk the shoulders in a little more. You can even interlace the fingers just to walk the shoulders in a tiny bit more. Now again, bend your elbows, set the hands onto your sacrum. Your thumbs are in, fingers pointing out. Let's do the same thing here. Really give the weight onto your hands and bend your right knee in, left knee in. Now start to extend your toes pointing up to the ceiling. And then bend again. And now can you get the toes more underneath you? Really try to dive the toes more underneath you. And then you start to shift the body weight forward onto your knees. Here we are. And now we should find our way to the wheel. So let's see. Bringing the weight a little further forward. Tuck your toes under. And then where are we? Oi, made it. Find your wheel, open your feet a little wider. Maybe if you want to, try to open your feet a little wider. Can you make your way up to standing? Only if it's part of your practice. Try to walk your hands a little closer and slowly, really lifting up. Using your core here too. Whoosh. And if you're working with drop back, always have a friend to support you. Always play safe. But what am I thinking? when I'm dropping back. So first of all, it's okay to open your legs a little wider, but try not to outer rotate your toes out. So try to keep your toes pointing forward. You can open your feet maybe mat distance apart, but toes pointing forward. First, I'm just gonna bend my knees a little. Find this like squeezing in action, squeezing in with my inner thighs, and then starting to push my hips forward. Really, like I wanna activate my legs. Really pressing the heels down, lengthening the hip flexors, really squeezing my glutes, really activating the legs, finding the ground first, and then slowly start to open my heart. I can walk my hands back and my legs are really, really active. Legs are the main key here. Slowly, oosh, there we are. I didn't have time to talk. So really squeezing the legs, open the heart and feel the balance on your legs first. I'm gonna go up to standing. So once again, finding the balance on the legs first. So really like grounding the heels down, pushing the hips forward so you can drop your head back and you really feel the weight on your legs. You feel comfortable. You feel the balance on your legs and you go up and over, lifting the chest up, activating the glutes. And slowly once you see the floor, then you can really softly land onto your hands. So activation from the floor up. Press your heels down, push your hips forward, activate your glutes, and slowly start to open your heart. You can walk your hands back and just see how it feels, the weight on your legs. Can you see the floor? And then slowly, slowly bringing the weight back. And always soften when you land. So soft landing. Here we are, but we can do another tutorial for this. Just something nice to work towards. What else? Yeah, I was saying about the standing bow, a lot of back bending. So this is just going through some funky, fun back bends, but as an exercise, as a practice, always be mindful. A lot of back bending, back to back, back to back. It's not always the smartest thing to do. So maybe adding on 1-2 funky backbends and that's all. But this is a different type of video now. So we are going through things, but always listen. I can feel my lower back already. Even I'm trying to go there with a lot of awareness, mindfully. And if you just do a couple of backbends, it always feels great. But this many back to back, not really neutralizing, activating the front side of the body. In between, it's not always the best thing to do. But for now, we are just kind of going through things, some variations you can add on and keep practicing, some fun things to have in the pocket for later, for future. So about standing bow, last thing, I was just mentioning that earlier. So when we do standing bow, we really open the shoulders, the upper body. We are twisting. Like the thoracic spine is for twisting. We twist from the thoracic spine. And then we try to keep the lower body quite square. We are really like arching from the lower back. But again, we wanna find this length to go back. So creating length first. So let's see, my right leg is on my supporting leg. Right fingers reaching up, bend left knee, hold the left foot from the outside. So the really first thing here is not to let the tail point behind. Really push your hips forward, lift from the lower core, tail pointing down, bring knees, thighs together. Really squeeze everything to the center line, strong core. Right fingers reaching up. And first thing I do, I start to kick the left heel back. I keep my core, front side of the core, abs active. I start to kick the heel back. So my left hip is still facing forward, but my left shoulders start to open. My shoulders are open, my hip is still faced forward. I feel the back bend first when I cannot kick any higher. It's the strength of the kick that starts to bring the body down. So still I try to keep my hips quite square. Shoulders can open, kicking up, back and up. And that strength will bring the body parallel to the floor, reaching forward, kicking back and up, finding the balance, 2 directions. And then slowly kicking my way back up too. So I keep kicking back, reaching up slowly with the control to come up. Nice. Let's just to even up to the other side. But the idea, keeping the hips quite square and opening the shoulders. Let's go to the other side. Popos you can always do from the inside grip, but I'm gonna do the exactly same to the other side. So bend, holding the foot from the outside again. First, knees ties together, hips forward, lifting from the lower core. Fingers reaching up, and first thing I do, kick the heel back and up. Back and up. Start to feel the shoulder open, keeping the hips square. Shoulder open, hips square. If you hold from the inside, let's change it. You can feel the shoulder open even more. Even more. Finding the back bend first, and that strength will bring your body down. Body down. Slowly reaching 2 directions, or actually more than 2. You are grounding down with the heel, kicking up with your toes, back with your shin, forward with your fingers, balancing out all directions, and slowly kicking my way back up. So not bringing the heel in right away. Nice. Now release. So I think that's about it. A lot of backbending. So yeah, not the smartest thing to do backbends too many in row or back to back, one by one. So when you build a flow, maybe add on a couple of backbends, one funky one or one more challenging one, and really warm up for that, build up for that. So this kind of backbending special video thing is just to have more options in your pockets to work towards or add on to your flows. Yeah, but yeah, there is so much more, so many more asanas, funky ones, fun ones to work. If you would like to see more, do let me know. I'm always happy to share some really advanced ones that really require a lot of flexibility, and some that require a little bit more technique or just basic strength. So there are always options for everyone. Hope you got some nice ones to play with, to add to your flows. And yeah, take care. Love your spine. Take care of your spine. It is so important. Always love your spine. Go mindfully with a good awareness. Backbends are so empowering, so vitalizing, and really make you feel so good. Also give you some confidence and some some self-love. But take care. No pain. Go with awareness, mindfully building up slowly. But anyway, take care now. See you. Namaste.